The global trade landscape is shifting. Once again, tariffs are taking center stage. The U.S., under the Trump administration, has imposed new tariffs on goods from China, Canada, and Mexico. This has sparked a trade war, with each country retaliating in kind. These actions have significant implications for the global economy. The world is watching closely as these trade disputes unfold. Businesses and consumers alike are feeling the effects. The tariffs are increasing costs and creating uncertainty in the market. Governments are grappling with how to respond to these challenges. The roots of these trade tensions run deep. They are fueled by a complex interplay of economic and political factors. Understanding these underlying causes is crucial to navigating the current landscape. It is also essential for predicting how these trade wars might play out in the long run. This essay will delve into the details of the ongoing trade war, examining the tariffs imposed by the U.S. and the retaliatory measures taken by China, Canada, and Mexico. It will explore the goals of the Trump administration and the potential implications of these actions for the global economy. The trade war between the U.S. and China is not new. It began during the previous Trump administration and has continued into his current term. The U.S. has imposed a 10% tariff on all imports from China. This is in addition to tariffs imposed during the Biden administration on specific goods like electric vehicles, solar cells, steel, aluminum, and medical equipment. The Trump administration argues that these tariffs are necessary to protect American jobs and industries from unfair Chinese trade practices. They accuse China of intellectual property theft, forced technology transfer, and currency manipulation. The U.S. also seeks to reduce its trade deficit with China, which reached a record high in recent years. China, for its part, denies these allegations. It views the U.S. tariffs as protectionist and harmful to the global trading system. The Chinese government has responded with retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods, targeting key exports like soybeans, pork, and automobiles. The U.S.-China trade war is a high-stakes game of economic brinkmanship. Both sides have a lot to lose if the conflict escalates further. A full-blown trade war would damage both economies and disrupt global supply chains. Canada, a close ally of the U.S., has also found itself in the crosshairs of the Trump administration's trade agenda. The U.S. has imposed a 25% tariff on most Canadian imports and a 10% tariff on energy products. While some of these tariffs have been temporarily postponed, they represent a significant escalation of trade tensions between the two countries. The Trump administration justifies these tariffs on national security grounds, citing Canada's trade surplus in steel and aluminum. However, many experts view this justification as dubious, given Canada's status as a close ally and a reliable trading partner. The Canadian government has condemned the U.S. tariffs as unfair and harmful to both economies. They have responded with retaliatory tariffs on a range of U.S. goods including steel, aluminum, ketchup, and yogurt. The Canadian government has also challenged the U.S. tariffs under the World Trade Organization rules. The U.S.-Canada trade dispute has strained relations between the two countries. It has also created uncertainty for businesses and consumers on both sides of the border. Section 4. Mexico caught in the crossfire. Mexico, another key trading partner of the United States, has also been subject to new tariffs under the Trump administration. The U.S. has imposed a 25% tariff on most Mexican imports, similar to the tariffs imposed on Canada. Again, some of these tariffs have been temporarily postponed, but they remain a point of contention. The Trump administration has linked these tariffs to issues of immigration and border security. They argue that Mexico has not done enough to stem the flow of migrants attempting to enter the United States illegally. However, critics argue that these tariffs are counterproductive and will harm both economies. The Mexican government has strongly criticized the U.S. tariffs, vowing to take retaliatory measures. They have imposed tariffs on a range of U.S. goods including agricultural products, steel, and bourbon. Like Canada, Mexico has also challenged the U.S. tariffs under the WTO rules. The U.S.-Mexico trade dispute is further complicating the already complex relationship between the two countries. It is also having a negative impact on businesses and workers on both sides of the border. Section 5. Retaliation and Countermeasures. The tariffs imposed by the United States have not gone unanswered. China, Canada, and Mexico have all retaliated with tariffs of their own, targeting key U.S. exports. These retaliatory tariffs are designed to inflict economic pain on the U.S. and pressure the Trump administration to reconsider its trade policies. China has imposed tariffs on a wide range of U.S. goods, including soybeans, pork, and automobiles. These tariffs have hurt American farmers and manufacturers, leading to job losses and reduced profits. China has also taken other measures, such as delaying approvals for U.S. companies operating in China and expanding export controls on U.S. technology. Canada has imposed tariffs on U.S. steel, aluminum, ketchup, yogurt, and other products. These tariffs are designed to target U.S. industries and put pressure on the Trump administration to lift its tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum. Canada has also sought to diversify its trade relationships, looking for new markets for its exports. Mexico has responded with tariffs on U.S. agricultural products, steel, bourbon, and other goods. These tariffs have impacted American farmers and businesses, particularly in states that rely heavily on exports to Mexico. Mexico, like Canada, is also working to diversify its trade relationships and reduce its dependence on the U.S. market. For more updates on global trade and economic policies, subscribe to this channel.